All right, here we go. So class one, I really like learning about just the good life in general, what it means, the general well-being, and like the balance of human experiences and emotions and how it affects us. Class two, positive psychology. I love learning about how the cheerful nuns have lived to the age of 94, and because they were cheerful and were optimistic, they were able to live longer. In class three, I like learning about the elements of well-being, like positive emotion, engagement, meaning, positive relationships, accomplishment. Class four, I liked learning about achieving authentic happiness, and also forgiveness, where we recall objectively, empathize plausibly, altruistic, gift of forgiveness, commit publicly, and hold on to forgiveness, the reach. In class five, the how of happiness, I learned that happiness is not determined by our circumstances. Class six, the positive and love 2.0, the PERMA, I learned that the positivity ratio, 3-to-1, the flourishing is really important, and that's how you know you're flourishing. In class seven, flow, I love learning about this, that it's being completely involved in something for its own sake, and how I can use that in my life to create a more fulfilling life. In class eight, I learned about meaning with belonging, purpose, storytelling, and transcendence. That was the meaning and achievement class. In class nine, which is the happiest places, I love learning that those with a desire to improve or rated themselves with an 8 to 10 on a scale of happiness, with like seeing themselves improve, were those that were thriving. And I like learning that that's how I can gauge myself. Class 10, why we do what we do. I love learning about how autonomy versus controlled motivation, how it's really important that things like competition can actually bring down autonomous feelings and threaten that intrinsic motivation. In class 11, self-determination theory, I love learning about the components of the basic psychological needs. So autonomy, competence, and relatedness, and why we choose to do certain activities. In class 12, which is the time famine, I learning about how we were so overworked and overscheduled. Class 13, which is take back your time, I love learning about the Sabbath or Shabbat and how it's celebrated in other cultures. Class 14, I like learning about the tech distractions and how they can actually cause us to have feelings of loneliness rather than embracing the beauty of solitude, and how that has affected us. Also, the negative effects of intense time deepening. I love learning about in class 15 the intentional family, and how basically using family rituals, we can create that intentional family. In class 16, family rituals themselves, I love learning about the experience, the importance of ethnic rituals and how they tie people back to their homeland. In class 17, The Last Child in the Woods, how I love learning about how it's really important we have that physical, intimate contact with nature, and if we lose that, we're really negatively affected. In class 18, The Experience Economy and Staging Experience, I learning about the experience components and how I could use that to build a business. So like things like planning, anticipation, travel, experience, and remembering are all those components. Class 19, I love learning about the self-justification and self-betrayal, how easy it is for us to justify ourselves, and how it's so important that we avoid that. In class 20, which is the design thinking, class 19 was fostering empathy. Class 20, basic design principles, I love learning about those, how it's important to understand, observe, visualize, evaluate, and refine, and that as we use that to design our lives and design organizations, we'll actually be more successful. Class 22, designing your life, wayfinding the Odyssey plans. I learned finding out what you want to do without knowing the destination with wayfinding. I thought that was very interesting, and how we could go in the right direction to discover something even though we didn't know we were going. In class 23, I love learning about the importance of prototyping conversations, and how with the life design interviews, we could actually learn from other people and figure out what we needed to do to be better. And the last thing is class 24, and that's failure immunity, and how having failure immunity actually helps us to create a better life with helps us design our lives and continue to do that over a long period of time. Thank you. This has been an amazing class. Love all of you, and I hope you have a great semester.